Hello all, BL Carter here, and welcome to part 4 of the series, The Endocrine System. Today we're going to focus on the pancreas and the adrenals, two glands as part of the endocrine system. The pancreas, if you remember, you see here in the diagram, it's just in the stomach area, and the adrenals, you have two, and they sit on top of each kidney. The pancreas, as you will see here in this diagram, you've got a liver, that's this big brown thing, and then you've got your stomach. Well, this is your esophagus going down into the stomach. This big old pink thing is your stomach. The pancreas is this thing right here, you see, and then this comes on out into your intestine area. Let's start with the pancreas. Your pancreas maintains the body's blood glucose balance, and for those of us, we call it sugar. I know you heard Grandma say, my sugar's high, let me check my sugar. My sugar might be low. Well, the correct term for the sugar is blood glucose, but we just call it sugar. The primary hormones of the pancreas include insulin and glucagon, and both of them regulate blood glucose levels. For the purposes of this particular video, I'm not getting into the specifics of insulin levels and insulin glucagon levels and how they impact your body, the diseases that come as a result of them being imbalanced over an extended period of time. Most of us know that that's diabetes 1 and or 2, as well as hypoglycemia, which is a low blood sugar, maintaining a low blood sugar balance. And then there's hyperglycemia, which would be a higher blood sugar balance, but not to the point of diabetes. Let's say, for example, you might just be, for some reason or another, ate 5 boxes of cookies, then you're going to be hyperglycemic that day. Your blood sugar is going to be through the roof. Not necessarily diabetic, because the pancreas continues to function. It's just that particular day, it's got a storm of all of this sugar, false sugar at that it's trying to handle. So your blood obviously is going to reflect that, but that doesn't mean it's not working. It's just going to be working overtime to handle the load. Something else I wanted to mention here. Here's the gallbladder, this little green thing. It's associated with the liver, and you see there's a green duct here going over into the pancreas and into the rest of the body area, into the rest of the stomach and the rest of the body. Gallstones. I know you've heard the term gallstones. They come from cholesterol and calcium imbalances. Now, where did we hear calcium before? We just heard calcium in the previous series and how important calcium was. Gallstones are pretty much a collection of calcium with cholesterol in a ball, in a stone. It's hardened. It's hardened, and it's become a stone. These stones can block the path to the pancreas in the body or in the ducts. So, if by chance your pancreatic duct here, and let's find it here, this pancreatic duct, if it becomes blocked, this is something you definitely want to pay attention to if you've ever been diagnosed with gallstones. That could be fatal depending on how long it takes you to get to a hospital. Gallstones will be painful, and they could potentially be fatal depending on the location of the blockage. and the timing of care. So if your gallstones wind up in the wrong duct where they're blocking the pancreas, they could very well become fatal. It could create a fatality. I'm getting tongue-tied here if it is not resolved in an appropriate time manner. So keep that in mind. That is very serious. It's something I experienced directly, and by the grace of God, I'm still here. But you definitely want to watch for things like that. Now, the adrenals. Here are our kidneys, and the adrenals sit on top of the kidneys. They almost look like the angel wings you see in some of the pictures of angels. The adrenals have two parts to them. There's an outer part and an inner part. The outer part is called the cortex. That's the surrounding part. And the medulla is called, the inner part is called the medulla. So let's talk about the hormones, what the functioning hormones of the cortex, the outer part of the adrenals. Now, this cortex, it produces hormones that are vital to life. Cortisol helps to regulate metabolism. We heard that somewhere else. We heard that in the thyroid. The thyroid helps to regulate metabolism as well. But cortisol also helps your body respond to stress. Now remember, when you wake up, just the mere fact that you're getting out of bed creates some level of stress on your body. Not a lot, especially if nothing's going on. It's just a regular day. You're not getting up in a hurry, emergency, or whatever. You're just getting up as normal. There is some bit of stress. And so your body needs a way to handle that. And as wonderfully as these bodies were made, cortisol comes right there to the rescue and helps your body handle that little bit of stress that was involved in you getting out of bed or involved in you getting dressed. And then stress can be a whole lot more than that. We all know we live this life on this earth. So, and then aldosterone, which helps to control your blood pressure, and it impacts your kidney functions. So if your adrenals are out of whack, your kidneys could very well wind up becoming out of whack. Are you beginning to see how intricately connected these different glands are to the various other organs in the body? How these glands play a role? How many of us know many people with kidney disease or are on kidney dialysis, even children? Just in this series alone, we've been able to show kidney function can be diminished or impacted in a negative way if the adrenals are not functioning properly. If any other portion of the endocrine system is not functioning properly, the adrenals will be taxed and they won't function properly. And so, could that possibly be a link in why so many people, especially even children, are now having problems with their kidneys? In a previous video, we referenced the fluoride in our pineal gland. We know the water's being fluoridated. We know the toothpaste is fluoridated, and who knows wherever else they're sticking fluoride, wherever they can get it. Now, the adrenal medulla, the inner part of the adrenal, produces non-essential hormones that are not necessary to sustain life in day-to-day life. But I guess when you look at it, if you were in a situation that required you to act and you did not, and you wind up getting killed, then yeah, I guess those hormones would have been essential in you sustaining your life because you needed to move. But adrenaline is what's created in the inner part of the adrenals, and it helps the body to respond to stress as well. More so the acute stress, not the chronic ongoing day-to-day stress, but more the acute stress. And most of us know that as that common fight or flight syndrome. Well, scientists have discovered that there's a third option to that. You can either fight If you're in a situation of acute stress, you can flight. That means you can run. You take flight and run. Or you can freeze. And many of us have laughed at the movies when we see someone in a situation and they don't fight back, they don't run, they just stand there and freeze. So that's the third option. So that's it for those. And just a quick reminder that the information in this series is not meant to replace your physician. It is for you to use as a guide to help you. But I encourage you to research, and do more research on your particular health conditions. But this information is meant to help those who are struggling with any sort of endocrine disruption, which is about 99% of anyone who has been diagnosed with any disease at all. Although it was specifically targeted to those diseases mentioned in the video, autoimmune disease and intro. I encourage you to look forward to the next video in this series and the final video, the endocrine system, ovaries, testes, and placenta. And I also encourage you to subscribe so that you will get notification when the last series video in this series is uploaded, and any other content that may be uploaded if you so choose. And finally, be a blessing to someone. Share this video, especially if you know people with kidney disease or any other medical problem at all. Share the video. As a matter of fact, share the series. I'm going to create a playlist of all of these so that you can easily share that playlist to others that you know. Let them look at it. They have some information to begin plugging into Google so that they can begin researching their particular health conditions, and they can think about some of the things that they encountered on their health journeys, and maybe able to talk a little bit more educated and with more authority when they go to their physicians, and be able to have more of an active role in guiding their health care. That being the case, continue to work on your puzzle one piece at a time. You be blessed, and until the next time.